Hey there, Bryson with Dimes to Dollars here, and in today's hunt we have 3 boxes of pennies. I pop the tops of this first one, look for any enders, any wheat cents, Indian head cents, etc. And we actually have 1 wheat cent ender right here in the back. Wrong one. That's the one. 1 cent. We don't know the date yet, but we'll get to that soon enough. But yeah, very excited. Got 3 whole boxes to go, so we'll start with this open box. I'll bring you back in on our first find. Well, roll number 5, and since I flipped the box over, it's going to be that wheat cent ender right here. And this one's going to be 1958 Philadelphia. Alright, good start to the hunt. Our first wheat cent. Very next roll, and we have another wheat cent. And this one's going to be 1947 San Francisco. Next roll again, and we have 2 finds this time. We have a Canadian here. It's going to be a young head 1962. And we have a wheat cent as well, and it's a nicer one. Really nice shape. Let's see what the date is. 1946 San Francisco. Awesome, that's definitely a younger one. Or excuse me, older one. I'm glad to have that. 3 wheat cents, 7 rolls in. Roll number 11 here, and we've got an odd edge. You can see it right there. Looks to be a dime. Let's check it out. Yep, 1 dime. Awesome, 9 cents made. 2008 D. Nothing rare, but still 9 cents. So I'll definitely take that, add it to the board, and we'll keep on hunting. Roll number 14, and we're going to have wheat cent number 4. And this one's going to be a 1953 San Francisco. Roll 16, wheat cent number 5. It's going to be a 1946 Philly. Very next roll, and we have another wheat cent. It's pretty trash from the reverse. Let's see if there's a date. Looks to be 1927. Awesome. Let's check it out under the scope and see if there's a mint mark. Alright, well there it is, 1927. Just as I guessed. Looks like a mint mark there, but it could also be damage. I'm not too sure, but to me it just looks like a 27 Philly. So either way, awesome find. Looks like it was in the ground for a bit. Let's get back to the hunt and see if we can find anything else. Roll number 20, and we have 2 wheat cents this time. We have a 1958 Denver right here, and back here we have a second wheat cent. That one's going to be a 1954 Denver. 2 more 50s wheat cents. We got lots of rolls left to go. Roll 25 now, and we have another wheat cent. This one's going to be from the 50s. It's going to be a 1956 Denver. Roll 29, and we have another 2 wheat cent roll. We got a 1958 Denver right there. And back here, we got a second wheat cent. And that one's going to be a 46 out of Philly. 2 more. Awesome. Add those to the board, and we'll get back to it. 21 rolls left to go in this first. Roll 35, and we have our 12th wheat cent. It's going to be a 1944 San Francisco. Roll 39, and we have another wheat cent here. And unfortunately, it looks pretty trashed. Looks like it was in a parking lot for a while. Let's see if we have a date. 1953 San Francisco. Awesome. It's 1 more wheat cent. 11 rolls to go in the first box. Roll 44, and we have another wheat cent here. Looks to be a pretty nice detail on the back. 1945 on the front. Alright, well I'll take it. I'll add it to the stack there. 6 rolls left to go in box. Roll number 6 of box 2, and we have our first wheat cent of the box, 1944 Philly. And while I got you here, I noticed that we have a wheat cent ender in this box as well. So that's going to be coming right up. Got 2 rolls to go between those. I'll bring you back in if we find anything there. Otherwise, I'll bring you back in on the wheat cent ender roll. Alright, that wheat cent ender roll's out now. Just opened it up. And that's going to be 1944 San Francisco. Awesome. Definitely older than I thought, and I am glad to have it. Let's get back to the hunt and see what else we can find. Well, same roll. Towards the end, we got another wheat cent. It was facing me. 1955 San Francisco. It's a rarer mint for the 55s, so I'm definitely glad to see that. We're only 9 rolls in. Roll 14. It turns out we had another wheat cent ender. This one was facing us, and as you can see, it's hard to tell. There's damage on the first 5, but it's going to be a 1955 Denver. So one more from the 50s. We're 14 rolls in. Roll 18, and we have another 40s wheat cent. This one's going to be a 45 from San Francisco. Roll 21, and we've got an oldie here. This one's going to be hard to see for sure, but I already looked at it. It's going to be a 1929 Philadelphia. It's in pretty slick shape. Reverse as well. Pretty worn, but I'll still take it. That's dang near 100 years old. It's also going to be our second 20s find, so that's really cool. Really excited about it. 21 rolls into box 2. We're not even at the halfway point yet. Roll 29, and I'm in disbelief. We got an Indian head cent. That is awesome. Looks to be in pretty good shape too. Let's see what the date is. 1905. That's in really nice shape on that side too, but oh my goodness. I've only found a handful of these in all my years hunting, and that's a nice one. 1905 Indian head cent. Found coin roll hunting. They're still out there. Awesome. Well, I'll put that aside. We've just passed the halfway point, so there's plenty of chances that we might still find some more. Let's get back to it, and I'll bring you in on our next find. Just a few rolls later now, and we got a 50s wheat cent. 1955 Denver. Roll 40, and we have another 50s wheat cent. 1952 San Francisco. Roll 46, and we have another wheat cent here. And that's going to be a 20s. 1929 Philadelphia. That's in pretty nice shape. Definitely glad to see that. That's our third 20s wheat cent. Unbelievable. And Indian to boot. So lots of good stuff. 4 rolls to go and another box after that. We're now starting our third and final box. Very first roll. And we have a wheat cent. And that one's going to be a 1944 Philadelphia. Glad to see it. And to top it off, right in the middle of the box there, we've got a wheat cent ender. Again, reverse showing, but that's going to be our 4th wheat cent ender this hunt. And if that's taught us anything, it means that this box might be a good one as well. So fingers crossed, it's going to be a good one. And I'll bring you back in on our next wheat cent. Roll 6, and we have another wheat cent. And this one's going to be a 1946 Philadelphia. Roll number 8, and we have another wheat cent. $19.45 Philadelphia. Alright, I'll take that. We've got lots of 40s wheat cents, and we got lots of rolls to go. Roll 10 is going to have an older 40s here. 1942 Philadelphia. It's one more 40s. Lots of 40s finds in this hunt. It's definitely been fun. Have 40 rolls left to go. Roll 15, and we have another 50s wheat cent. 1952 Denver. Roll 20, and we have another 50s wheat cent. 1953 Denver. Roll 23, and we have another oldies find here. Another from the 20s. 1926 Philadelphia. Reverse is a little rougher. Looks like there's some paper or something stuck on there. But still, 1926. That's 96 years old. I'll definitely take that. Our fourth 20s wheat cent there. And we've got a few rolls left to go, so hopefully we can find some more. I'll bring you in on our next find. Roll 26 is going to have 2 wheat pennies for us. First one here is going to be 1946. And it's going to be out of San Francisco. And back here we have a second wheat cent. And that one's going to be 1945 out of Philadelphia. So 2 40s finds. I'll add those there. We got 24 rolls. Roll 29. And we have another wheat cent. And this one's going to be 1942 Philadelphia. Roll 35 is going to give us another older 40s. We got a 1940 San Francisco. It's another sight I'm glad to see. Another oldie. 15 rolls to go. 12 rolls from the end now, and we have 2 more wheat cents. First one's going to be a nicer one. Let's see what the date is. That one's going to be in 1955 Denver. And as for the second one, $1956 Denver. 2 50s finds. 12 rolls to go. Very next roll, and we have another wheat cent, and it looks pretty slick. And that one's going to be a 1930 Philadelphia. So now we have a 30s as well to go with our 4 20s and our Indian head cent from 1905. So really good hunt so far. 11 rolls still to go. Let's see if we can find anything else. Very last roll, and we have 1 more wheat cent. And this one's going to be a 1941 Philadelphia. So I'll add that up here. I'll check for errors, and I'll bring you back with a wrap-up. Alright, well, we're back with a wrap-up now. We got quite a bit of copper, about half a box. We got 99 S-Minute Memorial cents, 2 of which are over here because they're in really nice shape. We got a 69S and a 71S, along with a few other shiny copper cents. We got that dime. We got 21 Canadian cents. We got 15 50s wheat cents. We got 17 from the 40s. 1 1930. 4 from the 20s. 27. 2 29s. And a 1926. And we got that Indian head cent, 1905. That's only my 3rd Indian head cent ever found coin hunting in the 3.5 years I've done it. So definitely excited for that. This was definitely a really good hunt. We got a lot of nice finds. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. It helps out the channel a whole bunch. And until next week, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.